Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to GameStar's coverage of Respawn Land version 34. My name is Kit Fox. In the co-caster seat next to me is the man himself, Longinus.
Co-caster?
Yes, you are the co-caster today, my friend. I am the one with the saddle. I've got the panel, the buttons in front of me. You just ride shotgun and look pretty. We have got Team 4th Age versus Team VGN here at the League of Legends round-robin competition. Longinus, your thoughts on this game?
Well, I mean, look, both of these teams have fairly good players on them. I don't think they play each other much, though, because these are, again, super, like, blanket bans. I just don't want to play against Darius. I just don't want to play against Gangplank. He can one-shot my, like, squishies. Like, I'm more interested to see the picks than these bans. Watch, this last ban will be Skarner or Mordekaiser, something along those lines, I suspect.
Darius...
Victor.
Victor is a different one. Darius, that's an obvious one, given the current state of affairs in Summoner's Rift at the moment.
I actually like the Victor ban, because Victor's super good as an early pick, because he's right now, there is no real meta mid laner that counters him in lane, so he's decently strong. You can pick him first pick without actual fear of getting countered. It's a really nice way to utilize him. Speaking of first picks, Karlu, not even yet to hover anything. I'm interested to see what it's going to be.
Let's actually run through the teams while Karlu makes a decision. Over at Blue, we've got Team 4th Age. Team captain is Karlu, as aforementioned. Below that, we've got Simi, we've got Frey, Chief Points, and Coop DeFord. And over on Team VGN, we have Civic Knox, the team captain, followed by Mikalo, Garesi, Act, and I'm a Jungle Main. I wonder what he'll be playing today.
Whoa, the Nidalee! That's actually really interesting because there's a number of ways you can play her. You can play her mid, you can play her AD Bruiser in the jungle, you can play her AP in the jungle.
Top lane as well?
So once they locked in the Nid, this is why the Janna hover is coming through. Janna, she's almost necessary if you're intending to run a poke comp. And Nidalee is obviously, she threatens that poke real heavily, so they take that away and they lock in the Sejuani, assuming they do. Oh no, Braum also good against poke. Either way, I think Janna is the better pick actually than Braum overall.
Janna has a little bit better in terms of disengage. It's accessible from level 1, whereas Braum's team disengage is accessible from level 6. So it could be interesting in the laning phase to see which one they actually go for. Still not sure who they're going to pick. Still hovering Sejuani and Janna. We'll just have to see.
I don't think VGN are actually that worried about disengage. Not if they're running Sejuani. I think it's just to make sure that they can actually engage. And the last second Lee Sin.
Interesting, but not totally uncommon.
Also, just want to say, if you guys are getting any static on the mics, we're really sorry. We're working on that, but there's not a whole lot we can do about it. We are aware of it, and we're trying.
Hopefully the action will just mask that one. Now, Frey hovering Vayne, that will be an interesting pick.
It is. I mean, she's considered really strong right now just because, as you may recall, we've just come through what has been a primarily tank meta base. And Vayne with that those silver bolts, obviously she's not that afraid of tanks, really. Oh, tell me, Blitzcrank, come on. Come on. This has got to be a troll hover, surely.
Possible Blitzcrank. Maybe he'll switch it out to Thresh at the last second. We'll just have to wait and see.
I mean...
But would you rather play your Vayne with a Thresh, or would you rather play your Vayne with a Blitzcrank?
Well, it can't be Thresh. Thresh is banned, man.
Oh, duh, obviously. Thanks for pointing that one out for me.
Okay, if I'm rocking Vayne, personally, I want like a Lulu, honestly. She can keep me, up. She can keep me defended. She can make me big. I think...
Blitzcrank!
Alright, I like that a lot. That's going to be a lot of fun. Vayne Janna, also an exceptionally good duo for team fighting, but they don't have access to that, thankfully.
Mikalo made sure of that. Nice and early on now. Garesi and Act yet to pick. Mid lane and AD carry. Let's see what they go for. We did see Fizz early on by Quickscope from one of the previous matches we saw, and he went something like 8-3 in the early game.
Couldn't hold it together,
hold it together. Senpai was just too good.
Yep.
Malphite, that'll be an interesting pick in the top lane. Possibly against Nidalee?
I don't...
Or Big.
Malphite's a good pick. They were hovering Maokai earlier, and I actually think Maokai overall is a better champion to play in most scenarios than Malphite, but you can't run Maokai into Vayne. It just doesn't work out. So this is kind of cool. A lot of AD, though, so far for for VGN. I'm interested to see who they're going to pick, their last pick, their mid laner. It could actually be mid Malphite if they want some troll shenanigans.
Zed.
Oh, Zed. With the new changes and the tanks slowly making their way out, and they sort of buffed Zed a little bit, made some quality of life changes, made his ult actually usable again, which is kind of nice. For a little while there, they made you wait a full second after ulting to be able to dash back, and it was just unplayable. So, we'll see, but...
Zed and Zac. Now, Zac jungle will be interesting. That's something you don't see a lot of every day.
Not since Season 3, really.
Zac's just been sort of swept under the rug a little bit since then. This will be a big pick. This will be one of the day-defining picks, and it is. Wow, this is already shaping up to be a game for the spectators. You've got Blitzcrank, you've got Zac, and you've got Zed.
Hey, let's not forget Lee Sin. Lee Sin is fun to watch. Oh man, the Bard.
This will be interesting.
You do not see a lot of Bard, but I kind of like him with Trist in certain ways, in terms of it's kind of hard to lane against. It represents a lot of damage and a lot of range on top of Vayne. The other cool thing that Bard can do is Bard's ultimate can completely counteract Zed. The Tempered Fate. He can actually just, stop Zed from killing somebody.
So does that actually mean they're going to run Janna in the mid lane?
No, I don't know. It depends if they run Bard, but yeah, it would have to be Janna support.
Possible troll picks at the moment.
Yeah. Here's something interesting I find is they actually they've currently got double exhaust, which makes a degree of sense against the Zed and the Vayne. I don't actually like the Zed against Malphite. It just feels risky to me.
Very AD heavy. Well, I suppose it depends what you decide to run on Nidalee. Let's just have a look at what Mastery's chief points is actually going to be running on Nidalee. So it looks like we have got ourselves some double-edged swords. So he's going for an AD Nidalee. So that pretty much sums it up.
Interesting. That's really interesting. AD Bruiser Nidalee has never been particularly weak, so that's interesting. You can see that VGN have opted for the Wombo combo. They're putting all of their eggs in one basket. They've got two excellent delivery systems for the ball in Malphite and in Lee Sin. So they can, they can just win team fights out of nowhere in 2 seconds. But if they miss that, it's going to be really bad for them. Alternatively, if they're a team 4th Age, if 4th Age can force Malphite to use his ult for escapes, that's a long cooldown. It's a really important ult for him. If you aren't using that ult aggressively, it puts you in a situation where you have these windows, right? But Malphite is useless in a team fight just about without that unstoppable force. So you have a window. If you can force him to use it defensively, that's a team fight that VGN can't take.
Look at that double exhaust combination, Janna and Orianna. Ori knows that she's going up against Frey in the mid lane. Essential if you're going to survive a Zed ultimate.
It really is good. I like it a lot. This game, I think this is going to be very much on the shoulders of Coupe de Ford and maybe Simi. I mean, granted, look, anybody can go off. I am Frey Intel. He can definitely just stomp Orianna in lane, roam about the map, pretend he's Faker for 5 minutes and just 1v9. That's fine, but it's going to get harder and harder as Lee Sin, he transfers from damage to tank as the game progresses. Malphite actually gets damage from armor. That'll be a concern. Also, here's the other thing, right? Blitzcranks, okay? When you're Blitzcrank, sometimes there's a what I call a philosophical question. Just because you can hook doesn't mean you should. And I'm interested to find out if
same goes for Lee Sin when you land the Q. Just because you land the Sonic Wave doesn't mean you should follow it up into the resonating strike.
It's true. Not too long ago, a couple months back, they nerfed Lee Sin's Blitzcrank's W just a little bit, so that now when he finishes his speed boost, he actually gets slowed by 17% for a little while, which is interesting. I'm still expecting to see Karlu probably try to roam a lot. I think a lane swap would be interesting. So it's not Zac in the jungle, it is top lane Zac, which is kind of cool in certain regards. I personally would want Cinderhulk on Zac because anything that multiplies health on Zac sounds really, really OP. But we'll have to see. This is all going to come down to the opening seconds of each team fight.
Zac Malphite is going to be an interesting trade on top. That's the one that I'm going to be watching.
They call it a wet noodle fight, and I think it could not be more accurate in this scenario. They like, there's no way. How are they supposed to hurt each other? They can't do it.
Yeah.
Lee Sin going to be very important. Nidalee very important in this matchup as well. I talked about Coupe de Ford. Is that it?
Coupe de Ford, yes.
What does it mean? Do you know?
No idea. I do not speak French.
Well, Coupe de Gras is like an execution, so I don't know. Coupe de Ford. If you can hear me, you probably can't, but I'm gonna find you and I'm gonna ask you what this is about.
Counter jungling potential is huge as well. I mean, if one of these two can get an advantage over each other in the jungle, I mean, a couple seconds setback is going to be massive.
I don't think they're going to do it. I actually agree with you. I think if Lee Sin decides he wants to invade Nidalee, or Nidalee decides they want to invade Lee Sin, if they can, it's going to be a real cat and mouse game, no pun intended. It'll really depend on what happens. Now, however, I don't think they're going to do it. I think both of these junglers, traditionally when you pick Lee Sin or when you pick Nidalee, you try to pressure the entire map, essentially. You run around the map, try and make plays. I think that's what's going to happen. These junglers are going to try, I think, get edges on each other, not by beating each other up in the jungle, which is probably the safer play, but by just killing people. Oh, excuse me.
Project Z.
Oh, it's a new Z skin. It's very cool. Excuse me, my mistake. I messed up as an analyst. That's definitely not Blitzcrank. Like, my bad. I misspoke.
How could you?
I'm sorry. Like, my bad.
I don't know what champion that is, but
yeah,
it's
he must be new.
definitely not Blitzcrank.
Terrible jokes. They just write themselves. All right.
I've got a zillion of them.
Get out. Terrible. Just. Actually, I knew a player called Zillion Dollar Baby.
Let's just not even go there. As we wait for Chief Points, the man with the hamster in his PC, the last man to load in. I've got to admit, that Tristana skin, it's
adorable, right?
It's on the kawaii side.
My personal favorite Tristana skin is actually the one they used to give away for free, Rocket Girl. Not Rocket Girl, Riot Girl. Rocket Girl
yes.
is different. She's got pink hair and she's got a smiley face on her gun. And even though I have Buccaneer Tristana, when I play her, I tend to rock the Riot Girl.
As we wait, it gets tense. The sun is just setting over here at Respawn LAN at the moment. That's just when the players just start to get a little bit more tense. That's when everything just starts to get a little bit more serious.
My palms are sweating, they are.
We're getting to the pointy end of the game. That's what's happening here as we finally load in and we have a look at these buy-ups for the two teams as we're interesting. Typical. I wonder what the issue is. They say 1 second. We've been pretty good and fortunate with the pauses and disconnects at this LAN. Have to say, big ups to the Respawn team. They have done a stellar job. They've just learnt more and more with every single event that they hold. And I'll tell you what, it runs so smooth. It's what you want in a LAN.
1 sec, sorry. He's bathroom. So Frey, can you sign my case?
Bit of banter going on between these two teams. We love it.
Yeah, it's I like it as well. This is very funny. I'm not going to read it all out because I mean these are players. They're playing. They're in the moment. So you know they're not necessarily thinking about I'm on stream. Let's be PC. You know.
These casts are actually M-rated. So
are they? Well, then screw it then. No.
All right, we are back on. The clock is ticking down, and players going to resume now as the buyouts come on. All warding totems for every single trinket for each player on this map to start it off. So early wards, possible backs. We'll see how that goes. Now the pings have come out nice and early here from the red team, Team VGN. They're pinging the mid lane and lower river along there. So let's just see what they're up to. But have a look at the blue team.
I think
Carlu,
they're afraid of an invade, and I think they deserve to be.
Blitzcrank is going to be the one to watch here now. It's a massive team push. The ward goes down. They have been spotted, so they've spotted that ward. They won't be able to take it down, but they're aware that they're standing on top of it. Jungle Main tries to throw down a Q, and that just misses. So a little bit of action early on, but nothing noteworthy as the pings go down again in the bottom lane, so they're not giving up yet. Fourth age.
As soon as that that ward went down, the whole invade was essentially blunted, and it's been blunted again because they've walked right over one.
Oh, the flash! The flash hook! Oh, Janna just flashes away. Michello narrowly avoiding the flash hook from Blitzcrank. But that is a flash down for Blitz and for Janna, so even trade there. Let's just forget any of that happened.
You could say that they're not supported by Flash. Excuse me, I need to go commit like Japanese ritual suicide. All right, so again, now I think this game is going to be decided in the first 10-15 minutes, easy. This is both junglers are so high pressure that I think that's what it's going to come down to. That just this jungle matchup is going to be so important.
So it looks like a stock standard start from both of these junglers after the initial invade failure by 4th Age. So there we go, mid lane. Now Frey and Orianna, Zed and Orianna going to be one of the matchups, as well as Malphite and Zac at top. Those are the 2 lanes we're going to have to watch.
Yeah, bot lane's likely to just be a farm fest, to be perfectly honest, with the possible exception of Blitz landing some sweet hooks. But I mean, look, Ori she's a decent matchup for Zed, but it depends. If he hits 6 before her, that's really problematic. But the thing is, that's what it comes down to. It comes down to a game of chicken, right? If she can hold on to her shockwave, he can't really ult unless he's really feeling like the mechanical outplay is coming. That being said, Frey is a pretty well-known player, I would say.
Just maybe.
Just a little. So we'll see how that goes.
Now, it was interesting up in the top lane really early on. Act was able to push all the way up to Seemee's tower. Zed did not appear in the top lane and actually had to burn his teleport to get up there in order to prevent the minions from doing damage.
You mean Zac?
Yeah, sorry, yes, Zac.
Yeah, you suck. No, I'm kidding. All right, no. Fantastic. It's easy slip of the tongue. Yeah, it's really interesting. And he's only 1 CS behind. Still, he did lose his teleport, which, look, if it's so early that it might not matter, because it's unlikely that they're going to make a dragon play in the next 5 minutes. But if he decides to make some kind of gank attempt, it'll be pretty useful.
A lot of burst in the mid lane going down as Garursi and Frey exchange blows. Now Sivanox has got a little bit of action down the bottom lane, is forced to jump away. Now Coop de Ford now, wow, in the top lane. Yep. Act got it all on with the assistance of Chief Points. So Malphite drops, and Seemee and Chief Points are able to push this tower, or will they? No, it looks like they're just going to back and comfortably teleport back and defend the minions.
Yeah, there's no real need to push the tower right now. The problem with that is it kind of opens Malphite up to roam a little bit, which really you'd rather he just get stuck in lane. Now he's behind in lane. I mean, Nidalee already proved that he's easy to kill. His flash is burned, his TP is burned. There's no need to like make an aggressive play like taking a tower. Zac would rather chill out and farm, you know?
Zac really needs that going into this game. He was laid into the top, but Nidalee did well coming up now. Chief Points and I'm a jungle main are going to go head to head. He walks over the bushwhack. Chief Points forced to go into Cougar form, dodges the Q, but was able to get away. Nothing really going on there.
Yeah, kind of just a token effort, just to remind the other jungler that you're there. I love the look of those shadows from Zed. Here comes Lee Sin in the mid lane, but Nidalee shadowing him.
Yeah, the spear comes out, connects on Orianna, does a nice chunk of damage. Can't wait to see what they're going to do later on in the game.
Well, of course, that spear doing more damage the further it travels. Very, very nasty. Has always been pretty painful. Zed, the fact that Zed doesn't have to use mana, he's using that to pressure Orianna as much as possible, which means that Ori has to, in order to actually stay relevant in lane, has to use mana to CS, has to use mana to skirmish with Zed, push him off, right? But then Zed doesn't use mana, and so Orianna has to back.
That's the one advantage Zed does have over Orianna. Of course, energy replenishes. What more do you want in a sustainable character? I mean,
yep.
They're just ninjas. They're just that awesome.
Did you know that if you have more than one ninja, they lose hit points?
Really?
Only one. It's based on... do you know TV Tropes?
No.
Okay, TV Tropes is a website. It does tropes. Anyway, the idea is, okay, if you ever watch like TV shows as this fight goes on, alright, so if there's only one ninja, right, he's a badass. He fights everybody and messes everyone up. But if there's lots of ninjas attacking, the ninjas get proportionately weaker the more ninjas there are. So it's just a little bit of a joke from Riot.
Act and Simi exchanging blows in that top lane. Like you said, the wet noodle fight, I think you described it as.
That's what they call it, man. There's no better way to describe it. Zed has hit 6 before Ori, and
he'll be waiting for the energy to regenerate, and then he'll be dunking.
Yeah, no,
Here we go. Here we go. Mark of Death is on. The ball goes out, just misses the Q. If it landed, probably would have picked up the kill there. Top lane, bit of action going on. Malphite goes down. Will he get away? Simi doesn't quite get away now. Here comes Jungle Main. Needs to come and clean up. Will he be able to pick up the blobs? Zac is reforming. He'll go down. That'll be a kill. So Jungle Main, luckily the tower picked up Simi, and Jungle was able just to come in, and that's what you'd like to call a delicious free kill.
Yep. You notice he actually used Smite on the Zac blobs, which you can do. You can also TP to them, incidentally.
Now this is interesting. Chief Points is trying to steal the camp away again from Lee Sin. Successfully does so. Will chuck a spear? No, there's no vision. Or does actually land on Garesi. Now Frey can jump in here. The ultimate is down. Deathmark is not available. So it looks like he'll play this one passive and go back as Garesi is forced to back after that big chunk coming from Nidalee.
Still, Ori hasn't died, and look, Zed's a monster, but Ori is a much better teamfight presence. The hook lands bot lane.
Civic Nox jumps away. Now Janet forces the Howling Gale out, hits Karlu, but Civic Nox had already used the jump to disengage, was unable to jump on top.
I don't think it would have been a great idea.
I don't think it would have either. I mean, you have Vayne's Condemn as well, jumping right next to that. Well, now Simi has jumped on top of Act, and it doesn't look like he's going to be able to do much damage. With the help of the minions, Act is able to push Simi back.
You can't do that. When your opponent has minion advantage, you can't go start a fight like that. You take like 300-400 damage like that.
Neutralizing the ward as well in the top lane, so Act making use of that minion push and clears the river of wards. He now has total vision control over the top, and he decides to jump back in again. He just needs to be careful that he doesn't get caught off guard and use his jump to engage when Lee Sin could be lurking in those bushes when he needs it to disengage.
It's true. As long as he keeps that vision up, he's all right, but right now he doesn't have it, as you said. Speaking of vision, so it was actually really important that Nidalee was able to take through the popcorn chicken, the raptor camp from Lee Sin. So that's chief points from Jungle Main. So because nowadays, if you use Smite on those raptors, never mind, death and destruction in the mid lane.
Oh, here we go. Frey's gone in, and Orianna misses the ultimate. Will he be able to get the kill? Frey picks up Garesi, and superb living shadows to get away.
Absolutely. You notice that he held the death mark from Zed until the shockwave was coming out. He became invulnerable just as the Orianna ult was happening. Completely negated it. Precisely how you have to play that fight.
That is how you need to play Zed, full stop.
Yeah, exactly, man. You can pressure people. Don't seem to realize you can pressure them with Q. You can pressure them with your E, etc. Right? You can do these things.
Now up the top lane, Simi's been forced to pop his ultimate. Here comes Chief, points in for the gank. Will Act be able to get away? Here comes Jungle Main with the support. Lands it on a Nidalee. Tempest goes down. Oh, Chief points falls. Simi's in a world of hurt. Act is going to pick up the kill. Will he? No, it's a double kill. Well done. Huge play there from I Am a Jungle Main. The counter gank was in, and the communication was strong, and he comes out with a double. That is turning in this match.
Lee Singer, free winner, man. But yeah, what I was saying before, like, exciting things started happening, people don't realize with Zed, they think you need to use that ult so early, but you can pressure you can get someone low just by harassing them down with Shuriken. You can pressure them just with autos and with your, shadows, etc. You don't need to ult until, they try to defend themselves. You've got energy, man. Like, why be so happy on the trigger? So, something I want to point out right now. Frey, he has actually built Brutalizer. See how he already had components for Bork, but he's built Brutalizer. This indicates to me that he thinks he can kill Jurisi all the time. You don't build Brutalizer mid as Zed unless you do not respect your opponent. This is a snowball item. This is I'm going to kill you whenever I want to and then go roam and kill your team kind of item.
Nidalee walking over the top of the ward there, trying to take down the Scuttler near the Dragon. Now the pings go out in the bot lane from I'm a Jungle Main. He's just goblining his way out of vision over the top of that bot lane, waiting. He'll be giving the instructions saying, push that lane, push the wave up, give me vision. No, he W's in. That was an interesting call. Now Tristana jumps on top of Kalu trying to go for the kill. Now Lee Sin resonating strikes under the tower and is shut down by Vayne. Crypto Ford too strong. See me TPs into the bottom lane, and that's another kill. Oh, it's huge here for Crypto Ford. Big plays in the bottom lane from the 4th age, and this is going to be the first dragon.
Malphite TP is up, so is Unstoppable Force. Now, granted, they just killed 3 people, so I wouldn't contest this, you know, unless you paid me. But Ori Malphite could maybe make something fun happen.
That's a dragon, and top lane is worth watching as well. But this is interesting. Act could have pushed it. He might go for vision control here.
There you go. Uses the shadow to escape. Ooh. The ignite's on. He misses with the shuriken from the shadow, so Ori will actually survive, if only just. He
wants it. Oh, Frey wants it.
But
he's pushed too far.
Malphite.
Act is going to come in. Flashes away. Will he get the kill? Oh, no. Frey's going to be able to get away. Well done. Good play.
Completely whiffs the Malphite ult, the Unstoppable Force. Now, I just want to talk about that fight bot lane real quick. That was a really good use of the way Lee Sin's Q works. So they waited until Lee Sin was using the dash off of Resonating Strike to then flash. Actually, I'm not sure if it was a flash or a tumble, but they did that they used the fact that he was already on his way to drag him deeper than he wanted to go. You know what I mean? So he landed the strike, and he was already mid-dash when they moved, where they were. So he went way further under the tower than he ever intended.
Split-second timing is what that was. So
Very
nice.
It
was a great bait. Huge bait. I'll pay it as a bait. I'm going to say
I'm not sure.
Now, here we go. Jungle Main is taking on See-Me in the top lane. He does have the vision out, but See-Me is going to be smart. He misses his jump and disengages.
Not really analysis, but I think it's weird that Zach's jump is his E. Just seems strange to me.
Pings down in the bot lane from Team VGN. They're pinging the bushes. Now, Kalu has been spotted here by Civic Nox. And the hook comes in. He gets hit by the Nidalee Spear as well. Top lane, there's a bit of action going on as Act and See-Me trade
If you can call it that.
Oh, well, it's the wet noodle fight again.
You can't really call it action.
It's a top laner's version of action. Yeah,
you're right. This is why you banned Darius, because he has real action.
Loners by nature, this is what you get up to.
It's true.
Now, Frey and Geresi are exchanging blows again in this mid lane. Oriana's got herself some nice mana sustain. She's picked up the Seeker's Arm gun, going to be building that into Azonia's, and the Forbidden Idol as well. So, a lot of MP5 for Oriana. Now, Jungle Main is in this bottom bush. He's going to have to clear Frey's ward, lands the Sonic Wave, just to let him know that he's watching, and successfully clears that ward. Smart play.
I always call it the Hadouken in my head. The Sonic Wave. Yeah.
Very easy to see why.
Yeah, exactly. Here's the thing. I would like to see a bit more urgency from Frey. Granted, he's way ahead on CS, and here we go.
In the mid lane now, Jungle Main and Geresi are combining. They want to take down Frey. Oh, the Chuck Norris roundhouse kick under the tower. Now, Frey dodges the tower hit. He'll have to time his Living Shadows to perfection. But the combination of Jungle Main and Geresi are just too strong. And Frey hits the floor. 25 seconds on the sideline now. Chief Points needs to be careful here with his poke. He has See-Me in support, but is going to be the smart one here and disengage. Now, Act and See-Me exchanging blows again. Wet noodling in the top lane. In the top jungle.
Fighting over the Scuttle Crab. They do get it.
Now, the ultimate's popped by Zach. Now, See-Me's forced to go in here. You can't waste the ultimate. Now, Act manages to get away.
Does cost him his Unstoppable Force, though,
so
which
two
means
ultimates down.
That's right. That's a window in which VGN basically can't fight a 5v5 properly. But yeah, what I was going to say is I'd like to see a bit more urgency from Frey around the map, not just in mid lane. The fact of the matter is, sure, you have Vayne, but you're up against a really, really good team fight comp, even though they have Lee Sin. VGN? Yeah. This is a team fight comp through and through. Wombo combo out the wazoo, right? I would like to see just a bit more urgency. You've got Blitzcrank, you've got Zed, you've got Zach with TP, you've got Nidalee. Go make some plays.
Now, Blade of the Rune King has been picked up.
I'd be calling for 5v5s right now. If I was them.
Blade of the Rune King. This is big. Coop to Ford at level 9 with that sort of lifesteal. It's going to be monstrous. monstrous.
It's basically all Vayne needs, to be perfectly honest. The Bork, the Blade, that's all she essentially needs. Everything else is just a luxury.
Easy tower at bot lane almost, as Civic Nox just dawdles back to the lane.
That being said, all of that stuff I was saying about like urgency, Vayne is 2-0.
Oh, watch this man. Watch, I'm a jungle main. Pops his revealing trinket just to make sure that there's no wards. The gank is going to be huge. The potential is huge. The wards, the pings go out. The hook is missed by Karlu. That's the opportunity to engage. Flash is burnt. He's in a bit of trouble. McCallow misses the Howling Gale.
That was a really nice condemn, only just managing to get the stun on Lee Sin. And here comes Nidalee's Chief Points to try and return the favor, I guess.
We'll see what Chief Points can do as Jungle Main misses the Sonic Wave. And now the hook has landed. McGallo has gone down. There it is. Chief Points with the takedown. Gets the kill. And now Jungle Main wants Coop to Ford. They need to take down Coop to Ford.
TP.
The roundhouse kick is in. Here comes the TP. Karlu is there. Chief Points is there. See Me TP's in. They've got no hook. And that is it.
VGN. Just doing the troll Sin, like the trolley Sin stuff. VGN deciding that trading Janna for Vayne, totally worth. They don't want any more.
Now, Juresi has been forced to back in the mid lane here. This could be big for Frey. He's got almost full health. Could push the lane. Now, the pings are going out onto the bottom tower. McCullough is forced to go back. And that will be a tower.
And this should be a dragon too, actually.
It should be a dragon. Morello's just been picked up as well. And Rod of Age is in the hands of Chief Points. That is going to be huge. Dragon is the ping from Chief. As the ward goes down, I think McCullough just managed to spot Chief. Charges up the Howling Gale. Now Karlu needs to land this hook. And Chief Points could get the kill, but misses. But Chief seems to be more preoccupied with the free dragon that his blue team is going to get. Great team play there.
I'm not. That was very strange. I really thought that that shouldn't have been allowed to happen. Not with one jungler. Not with just the jungler and then Blitzcrank coming in for support. Lee Sin is one of the best, objective stealing junglers in the game, right? He's probably top 5 in terms of Baron and Dragon stealing ability. So I feel like that should never be allowed to happen when you've got a reasonably fed Lee Sin. And only one person is doing the dragon solo. Like, it seemed pretty obvious that they were going to do the dragon after that tower. It just...
Oh well. The 18-minute mark, the timer is ticking down. You know what that means? It means Baz Kebab time. 1.5 minutes left for Baron. And, it's going to be on like Donkey Kong. The team 4th Age are currently ahead. 29 to 25k gold, 7 to 5 on the kills. And it looks like it's going to be another dragon dance as the wards go down. And let's just talk about the ward control here. Very bottom heavy on the map.
Absolutely. They want to keep this Tristana safe. They want to make sure she's defended. I don't know. Maybe they're like, oh no, we forgot about the dragon, and they're just overcompensating now.
Main and Act combining just on Frey doesn't on top. He swapped his lane up with Simi, who's going against Orianna.
Yeah. Well, Zed is a fantastic split pusher if he gets rolling, because he's so hard to 1v1, he's so mobile, and he's AD based, right? So he's very, very good at split pushing waves. So yeah, you really want to make sure that you stop that. And Lee Sin is currently in a position where he can stop that.
He'll be the man to watch as I'm a jungle main, just sitting ever so patiently in that bush. Now Chief Points is also waiting patiently. Leaps over the wall. Act cops a spear to the face. Frey cops a resonating strike and should go down. Jungle main picks up the kill. Chief Points jumps over the wall. Oh, great leap there. Throws the spear out again. Just narrowly misses Act. That one's been close.
While that was happening, Simi also engaged onto Juresi in the mid lane and came very, very close to killing him.
Oh, wow. Look at Juresi. Rocking 350 HP.
The red buff with those spears forces to flash top lane. It's so hard to escape from Nidalee early game because of that reason.
Look at this. Chief Point should pick up this kill and does so. Leaps under the tower, leaps away. Thanks for coming. Nidalee will now back with double buff. As you said, it moves to 4-1 on the scoreboard. That's a tower in the mid lane. Orianna comes in with the shockwave, and that will be a kill to Juresi. Takes down Karlu. McCullough comes in and pops Janna's Monsoon. Simi should fall, and the blobs are popped. And who's going to get this kill? They're going to feed it. It should go to Orianna. It does. Great play there. It is now 8-8 on the scoreboard. They just got a little bit too greedy, did Team 4th Age, and VGN were able to mop up.
Exactly right. exactly right. That was a really, really nice shockwave. I was shocked. Pun
It
kind
came
of
out of
intended.
nowhere, didn't it? Just when we thought it was all over.
I really thought that if something like that was going to happen, like the ball would be on Lee Sin's head beforehand, but no. Jurassic just made that happen out of thin air all by himself. And so good for him.
But those are the best shockwaves, the one that nobody sees. And they got a double kill from it.
That was really nice, but I would like to see Jurassic holding on to the shockwave a little bit more, because that's part of what separates good Orianna players from great ones. Is a good Orianna player will use the shockwave really effectively, while a great Orianna player will not only use the shockwave effectively, but also pressure the enemy team just by holding on to it. How do you engage? How do you fight when you know that he can just blow up your whole team, right? He can put the ball out in between your team and his, and that's a zone you're just not allowed to walk in anymore.
Orianna also picking up a Zhonya's Hourglass, so...
Excellent choice.
And a Morello AP for Orianna. Let's just hover over her and see what she's rolling. 270 at level 12.
That I really like this build path, actually. The reason being is there's a ton of lifesteal and health regen on the side of 4th Age. Even Zac heals himself, which is why he's picked up that Spirit Visage.
Ack needs to burn Flasher Ultimate to get away from here. This will be interesting. He's in a lot of trouble.
He aggroes the Baron!
Oh, he's being caught out of position. This is cheeky. Ults away. Dodges the Blitzcrank hook. Will he be able to get away? Here comes Jungle Main. The support just wasn't able to rotate fast enough. All the ultimates are down for the Team 4th Age at the moment. Now the hook, the spear comes out, just narrowly misses Micallo. But this is an advantage here. Team 4th Age can push. It's 5v4. They have the advantage.
VGN should actually take the fight. I think.
Big call.
I mean, they could, but we'll see.
Well, Zed is in the bot lane, so actually might not be such a big call after all. The ball is in a good position here, but Shockwave, it is available. It has come up. Ori needs to position, but now Frey, there it is, the Shockwave land. And the hook comes down, hits Garesi, Cryptophore follows up, and the Hurling Gale comes in, there's a double kill. Blitzcrank falls, Tristana falls, Cryptophore on Vayne hits the deck as well. The tower goes down, Jungle Main walks out with a double kill. And Simi is the one who is in a lot of trouble at the moment. Chief Points is there to support. Jungle Main didn't see that. Micallo was around so that Lee Sin was able to safeguard away. And well, it's now 10-10 on the scoreboard. The only advantage is to 4th Age in gold. And towers.
Yep. And Dragons, actually. No, 4th Age is doing really well, but the fact of the matter is, they were slowly choking out VGN, but VGN have really made a game out of this.
Yeah, that last fight you just may have just given them some sort of glimmer of hope, but they're losing towers too quickly.
They're hemorrhaging. I thought I was watching a fighting game that last fight, the way they juggled their entire team for a second there, with the knock-up and then followed by the other knock-up. So the Malphite ult came through, then followed by, no, sorry, not Malphite ult, the Shockwave came through, followed by the Janna Tornado, which was able to keep them under the tower. The tower that was targeting Vayne, mind you, quite a long time.
The Dragon Dance is on. Is Smite up? It is for Lee Sin. It's not up for Nidalee.
This is why they backed out of it.
Good call. Very
Absolutely. Also, you don't want to fight Malphite Orianna in a pit.
Yeah, especially this combo. I mean, the Dragon pit, Baron pit, any of the buff monsters, you really need to be careful.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially since Lee Sin's just going to steal Dragon off you anyway.
That's what Lee Sin does. That's what Lee Sin does. Now, VGN are pushing this mid lane. They've just gone, hey, you know what? You've given us Dragon. Now we're going to take this tower.
I think they need to commit to this really hard.
They really do need to commit to this now. The turrets, the red turret's gone down as well. They've missed that one at the top lane, so they've put all their eggs in the mid lane basket. Now they need to be careful. Will they take the tower? Oh, it's all happening in the mid lane. The Shockwave came out. So did Zed's ultimate. The double kill is in. Micallo flashes in. Chief Points should be able to pick up that kill. Jungle Main has finally been shut down. And 4th Age, here they go. They are rolling out 15-10. That is an ace. Triple kill.
That's a Baron, by the way.
It should be a very easy Baron.
I just want to say, I did not like that at all from VGN. Granted, look, I understand Triss got hooked and that shouldn't happen, but when it did happen, that's when you back out. You don't commit everything at that point, right? She's so important, even if she isn't like the main damage source, she represents sustained damage when you already have crazy burst, right?
I have to say it. One of the plays we've seen them today so far.
Very nice. That Baron went down so quickly. Vayne, Zed, just, oh, gross. Even Nidalee can give you attack speed buffs. It's just, so fast.
Well, what they'll be saying now, Team VGN, is they're saying, okay, we overextended, we got a little bit too greedy, and we fed them an ace and Baron. You can bet your bottom dollar that they're not going to be doing that again, and that their next team fight's going to be a lot more organized.
They've got decent wave clear, but it's not spectacular, which is problematic. So, 4th Age was using their split push quite effectively. They've got the Zed, they've got the Vayne, both really good at it, and they've been taking towers all over the map. Now that gets a lot harder once you get to this, where as far into the enemy territory as they are now. Ooh, fight going on, my bad.
See me and Act exchanging blows in the tri-bush at top lane. Wet noodling again as Act gets that granite shield popped rather swiftly.
He was forced to run. So the new animation, excuse me, that's the Dead Man's Plate onto Zac, which is the new item that's a tank item that also gives you AD based on movement speed every so often, and makes you much, much faster. It's very, very cool.
So these two teams exchanging balls and taking tip at the tower as 4th Age continue their pressure with this Baron buff. It's what they need to do.
Absolutely. I was talking about how hard it can be to pop these towers, but that Baron buff may be just what they need.
Is forced Coop forward to pop the Knight the final hour here. Now Vayne's ultimate is down, so if VGN want to counter-engage here, they can do so. Shockwave is up, as is Unstoppable Force. This could be their fight. There is no Vayne ult.
They must hold this line of inhibitor towers. They must. And it's very, very difficult, but you're right. They are much better when playing in even numbers. VGN have the better comp.
Watch this top lane. This is where it's going to happen. The ball position is so important. Will they deliver? We haven't seen a deliver as such as yet. We've seen Ori place the ball well, but no such deliver as putting it on Malphite.
Yeah, I personally would definitely have that ball on Lee Sin or Malphite, right? Surely.
They need to get some sort of knock up here, just so Juresi can position that ball. Now this is a good position. See Me engages. Shockwave goes in, but does not catch See Me. Intel Frey takes down Act. The turret goes down, and here comes 4th Age. They want to end it here. See Me is in a lot of trouble. He goes down. The blobs are popped. Civic Nox is going to pick up the kill. Coop to forward manages to pick up Juresi. And Civic Nox picks up the aforementioned See Me. Now that should be all she wrote. It was a top inhibitor turret, a top inhibitor, and same goes for the bottom
lane. It's not
lane.
only at the home guard. Here comes the knock-up. They may got the inhibitors, but they're being made to pay for it.
Karlu is in a little bit of trouble here. Now Civic Nox picks up the kill. Are they too greedy? Civic Nox takes a lot of damage from those Nidalee chunks as Karlu picks up Michello. A lot of damage going down left, right, and centre. 19-12 of the kills. The goal difference is huge, but that is 2 inhibitors in advantage of 4th Age. They took that one well.
Okay, so I understand that Nidalee is fed, but I still think this Spirit Visage on Malphite and the Spectre's Cowl and Lee Sin is just garbage. Okay, like...
I think where VGN have made a critical error here is that when their jungle started to get fed, they kept building him as a tank.
I actually agree. Now, don't get me wrong. Lee Sin should definitely transition into tank as the game gets further along. But at what point do you just build a Ravenous Hydra and start trying to carry the game?
Exactly. Game situations change. You can still build off tank, but if you're starting to get fed, you want to go for some damage. You've got the advantage. You want to keep your team having that advantage.
Even just to counter the split push, right? So he's in a position where he can actually 1v1 Zed. He can 1v1 Vayne, or at least he was. That moment may have passed. So I think very much he should have built some kind of damage. Bloodthirster, Hydra, something. I also want to say, I think as you saw before, Zed was able to solo kill Malphite. That's a worrying trend right there. Like, holy cow.
So See Me is rocking some good HP at the moment. Almost 3.4k in HP for See Me. Doing a really good job there now. There's a bit of engage in the mid lane. Act cops a little bit of damage, gets chunked by Chief Points, and Nidalee Spear. Howling Gale is popped, doesn't catch anyone out. Now, Chief Points is just chucking spears from the bush up top. He's just hammering Act as Karlu just misses a hook.
But this is fine.
The minions are pushing the either side lanes.
All 4th Age
need to do is keep them
there.
Yep.
That's all they need to do is keep them in defending that middle inhibitor. That's it.
Now Karlu's been hit by Howling Gale here. Dragon is up. 2 minutes till Baron. Now this middle turret should go down, and poor old VGN have got nothing left. McCullough goes down at the hands of Simi. After the tower goes down, Chief Points attains legendary status. Jungle Mage should fall, possibly to the hands of Karlu. Oh no, it was Frey. He picked up the kill. That is in Nexus turret. Should be Nexus turret number 2, and should be game here, Longinus.
It definitely is game. Look, VGN just weren't able to play to their own win conditions. They got out-rotated pretty hard. They didn't fight 5v5 enough. And also, they weren't making full use of their ability to start fights out of nowhere, right? If you look at their team comp, they can slap that ball on Malphite, and he can go over a wall. He can go wherever he wants to, right? They needed to make use of their ability to start fights favorably from a long distance. That's my assessment on this game.
They fought well.
They did.
They fought very well, but as again, when Lee Sin started to get fed, they should have built some sort of damage on him just to give that little bit of an edge in team fights.
Also, it was primarily reactive, which I didn't like. They weren't starting the fights themselves. They were kind of reacting to things that Fourth Age did. Oh well, that was a really exciting game, and it started out really, really close.
Oh well, they survive. They're still alive in this competition. We'll be bringing you more action very, very soon. We've got more league, CSGO, and still to come, Longinus. Rocket League.
I'm excited for
Rocket League is going to be
really hyped,
huge.
actually.
It's that new game. We can't wait to bring it to you. Crisis will be jumping on the microphone for that a bit later on. Well, we hope so. We'll see if we can coerce him. So, ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. We're going to take a short break here at La Trobe University in Bundoora. You're joining GameStar's coverage of Respawn Land. My name is Kit Fox, and I've been joined by Longinus. Stay tuned. We'll be bringing you more action very, very soon.